And then the next level up is to get mentoring and or coaching. Okay, I'm using those two words interchangeably: mentoring, coaching, mentor, coach. You see, there are people who know, but they don't like to teach. They can't be bothered to teach. They just don't want to teach. And then there are people who know, and they would like to teach, but they don't know how to teach. A lot of people like that. And then there are people who know, right? They like to teach, and they sort of know how to teach by explaining the mechanics, the how. But they're not very good at understanding your deeper questions, your deeper concerns, and explaining the why. They are not necessarily good at understanding your deeper questions, your deeper concerns, to help you to make profound revelations, paradigm shifting revelations, for you to really, really grow as a person to the next level. Allow me to give you 2 examples. They're both teachers. One is a high school math teacher. The other one is a university engineering professor. And they both came to me with separate occasions. They don't know each other. With essentially the same question, which is from the high school teacher, which is, I love math. I can do math. I'm good at it. I can teach math. I'm very good at it. But my students, a lot of them are smart, but they don't want to study math. So I don't know how to make them want to study math. And then from an engineering professor, he said, so I'm going to teach X and Y and Z next semester. So how do I teach this? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, the students can get the answer in 2 seconds by looking up the answer on the internet. So how do I teach this? So with the first person, the high school math teacher, right? I explained to her, I said, your concern is you don't know, or you don't yet know, how to get high school boys to want to learn math. She said, yes, I love math, but I don't know why people don't love math. Other people don't love math. So I said, you have to make them want to do math for their own reasons, using their why, not your why. So you need to look at them, where they're going in life, and how is math or having math skills going to help them in their own lives. And really, is it just the math skill that you're teaching? Perhaps you're teaching analytical skills, problem-solving skills, thinking out of the box skills, skills to help them, skills they can use later on in life to solve real-life problems. A light bulb went off in her head. So back to the professor. And he literally asked me, so how do I teach this if my students can look up the answer in 2 seconds on the internet? So I said to him, I said, you know how to teach it. What you're asking is not how to teach this, how to teach X, be whatever the engineering thing, right? What you're asking is, how do I motivate, how do I get my students to want to learn the method, as opposed to cheating and get the answer on the internet? He said, yes. That is the better phrasing of his question. So I told him a story. I said, I once knew a retired U.S. Navy captain, all right? He used to have young Naval College graduate students, I guess they call them ensigns, right, to come on his ship. And then he was teaching them navigation. And then using, instruments, and do it by hand, and do it in the head. And the young boys, 18, 22, what have you, they would bring an electronic device that can get the answer right away. So the captain would order these young ensigns to bring a bucket of seawater and put that electronic device in the bucket of seawater. The message is, when you are shipwrecked out there in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the Pacific, trying to save yourself and a couple of guys with you on the lifeboat, all right? What are you going to do when that electronic device no longer works because of water, sea salt? Okay, this is a life-saving skill you need to have. And then I added another story with the college professor. I said to him, I said, you know the story of Mutiny on the Bounty? There was a mutiny on this ship called the Bounty. This is a long time ago, okay? This is before electricity, before steam engine. So the mutineers threw the captain into a little boat with some of his loyal followers and some simple charts and maybe some simple instruments, and set them adrift. And the Captain Bligh, was able to use his superior navigational skill by observing the skies and looking at the stars and then doing mental arithmetics in his head. Because he did not have paper and pen to do calculus. So he did all the math in his head, okay, while surviving on almost no food, very little food. If a bird landed on their boat, if they caught it, right, that's one bird for all the guys on this little boat for a week. But after many days at sea, Captain Bligh successfully navigated this little boat to safety, somewhere with civilization. And the crew and everyone, they were saved. They owe their lives to Captain Bligh's superior navigation skill and the ability to do mental arithmetics. So I told the professor, I'm sure you can come up with stories like that in your own professional life, okay? There have been situations in engineering that it was your ability to do something, knowing the method, getting the method right, that helped you with your job, with your career, with your corporate success, with your academic success. At this point, the professor realized, yep, I got it. I just have to help my students to realize why they need this skill and how this skill will benefit them in the long run, 10, 20, 30 years down the road. It's not about getting the answers. It's not about learning how to cheat from the internet and getting the answers. It's about getting the method, getting the skill, being able to do this yourself. All right. So what are your challenges at work or in your business? Are you trying to take on a bigger project or try to get your boss to agree to your proposal? Or are you trying to get your team members to see things your way, to agree with your ideas? Or are you trying to get your colleagues to see things your way, to agree to your ideas? Or are you trying to talk to outside customers to understand why purchasing the product you're trying to represent is a good idea? Or are you trying to talk to outside vendors, trying to explain to them whatever they're doing, they need to change? Or you're trying to start a business. Maybe you're trying to talk to investors. Maybe you're trying to talk to your family members. Maybe you're trying to talk to customers, vendors, employees. What challenges are you facing? Okay, leave them in the comments below. And if you need coaching, if you need mentoring, my contacts are linked below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and send this video to all your friends who are also into personal self-development. All right. Until next time, keep on learning. Coach Michael Lin signing out.